Welcome everyone. I'm George Rapidas, nutritionist, chef, and author, and you're watching Eat Right by George, the healthy cooking show that shows you that healthy cooking can be delicious. And on today's show, we will be preparing a Greek omelet using some green eco-friendly pans that are made from Germany. And I'm going to show you exactly how they work. It's really neat technology. But for our Greek omelet, we're going to need certain types of ingredients. And what I'll be using are organic eggs, which have more omega-3 fatty acids, which are very healthy for us. And of course, the chickens that lay these eggs are not fed any types of hormones or pesticides. It's very clean. And when the label organic is on a package, it means that the chickens are treated humanely, which means they're allowed to go and roam free outside and not in cages. And that does make the eggs taste much, much better because the chickens are treated much better and humanly. Now, the other ingredients that we are going to include in this Greek omelet are spinach. And of course, as you know, spinach is a superfood. So we should get more spinach in our diet because it contains calcium and B vitamins, which are great for our nervous system. It also is going to contain black olives, which have monounsaturated fats, and monounsaturated fats help to keep our cholesterol down, and they also help with healthy skin. And we'll be using some mushrooms, and I bet you didn't know that mushrooms contain special enzymes that keep our teeth white. So not only is this recipe going to be healthy for your heart and your nervous system, it's also going to help keep your teeth a lot whiter because of special enzymes that mushrooms contain. Another ingredient that will be in our Greek omelet is low-fat mozzarella cheese. So mozzarella cheese has special enzymes which help to keep us thinner. Believe it or not, the calcium and the nutrients in cheese and milk products actually help to keep us at a better weight. And I'll be using some red, yellow, and orange peppers to give the recipe color, because a lot of times when we're cooking, it seems like we forget about adding more color to our recipe to make it more colorful and interesting. As you know, in the American diet, the standard American diet, also known as SAD, we have too much white sugar, we have too much white rice, a lot of salt, which contains too much sodium sometimes, and our diet can be quite boring. So in order to make the diet more interesting, we need to add all the colors of the rainbow. We need to eat like the colors of the rainbow. And I bet you didn't know that red peppers actually contain more vitamin C than an orange. It's true. A red pepper contains more vitamin C than an orange. And of course we need vitamin C for a healthy immune system and many more functions in the body. It's an antioxidant. So what I want to do first actually is to get this out of the way. And this actually right here is our special green friendly pan. It's a green eco-friendly pan which is made from special metals that do not produce any toxins. So when I'm cooking with this pan versus cooking with a regular Teflon pan, it's going to be a much better, healthier type of food because there are no chemicals produced. The pan is not smoking like a regular pan does. It actually contains some little bubbles that help to distribute all of the oil and all of the butter or whatever you're cooking with evenly, so that when you're cooking with this, the one side of the product you're making is not overly cooked and the other one raw. So it cooks very even, and you actually can use less oil when you're cooking with this type of eco-friendly pan. And I've just been cooking with these recently, and I already can tell the difference. Things come out much better. I'm not using as much oil, which is less calories. The food doesn't stick to the pan as easy as regular pans, and it doesn't scratch. It's scratch resistant. So that's why I love cooking with this pan. I'm going to show you how to make this really delicious omelet today. Let me put this aside first and chop my vegetables. So before you make any type of food, you want to make sure you have all your ingredients chopped and ready to go. So first I'll start off with the red pepper. I already cut it in half and I took out the seeds. And next I want to cut them into little matchsticks. So I'm cutting it into little matchsticks and then I'm going to dice it. So I have nice little pieces, bite-sized pieces in my omelet. So I'm just using a little paring knife here. So I'll put that aside. And I'm going to do the same thing with my other pepper. As you can see, you always cut the top off first. Clean out the seeds, put those in your little container for seeds and other things. Then you cut it in half. I'm only going to use like half of it. And once again, same thing. Cut it into little matchsticks. And dice. And I like to make little pieces because they fit better into your omelet. So whatever you have, any types of little pieces, you want to put those into your omelet. The little big ones you can save for soups and things like that. So once again, and here's a yellow pepper. Now the red pepper tends to be sweeter than the other ones. This one, sometimes they're tougher to clean out. This one actually had little mini peppers inside of it. That's really interesting. I'm going to take that out, cut it in half, put the other pieces aside, and I take and I once again, I'm getting my ingredients ready. That way I'm not rushing around looking for different types of vegetables. I have them already chopped and ready to go. So I want this to be really colorful and beautiful. I just put them all into one pile. Then I take a little bit of spinach and chop that up. You can leave the stems on if you like. We don't get enough spinach in our diet, green vegetables. And this is a great way to get everything into your diet. Sometimes people feel that trying to cook healthy can be difficult, or they can't find the ingredients that they need. And it's hard to get all those vegetables in our diet. It seems like we don't get the recommended amount. The American Cancer Society actually recommends 9 to 13 vegetables a day. And most of us probably only get half that, or if that. So I'm chopping up my olives now. So we got vegetables, fat from the olives, and mushrooms. And also take some mushrooms, put those into little slices. Sometimes people just leave them whole. If you have the little tiny mushroom, you can just leave it whole as well. It looks really pretty. You can slice that also. So as you can see, I have everything chopped and ready. It's very simple. If you don't have time in the morning to make an omelet, why not chop up your vegetables the night before, have them in little Ziploc bags, and then when you get up in the morning, all you have to do is prepare your omelet and add your vegetables. And you can actually have them in your refrigerator, and the extras you can make soup with too. So I'll put that aside until I'm ready to use that. And I'm going to bring my little portable burner. I have a little portable burner here. I'm going to get that heated up. You can always start at medium heat to get things going, because you don't want to cook at high temperatures. What happens when you cook with high temperatures? Well, we produce toxins in our food. When you see your pan smoking and whatever's in the pan burning up, and then you decide to cook anyway, you're actually eating a lot of very dangerous toxins. The same thing happens when you're barbecuing in the summertime. When you cook at high temperatures, you're actually producing carcinogens, and you're eating the carcinogens. So when you cook at high temperatures, such as barbecuing, make sure to marinate your meat with some grapeseed oil or some olive oil to help reduce the amount of toxins. What I'm using actually today is grapeseed oil. And the reason I'm using grapeseed oil is that grapeseed oil has a higher flash point than most other oils, which means that it will not catch fire or smoke as easily. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil. Add that to my pan. Swirl it around. All you need is a tablespoon. It goes a long way. The pan's getting hot. And there are a couple different ways to test your pan. If you think it's ready to cook, you can take a little bit of water and just sprinkle it. So we'll let that kind of warm up a little. And we're going to crack our eggs. So I'm going to take 3 eggs for this recipe. Now if a shell gets into your eggs, all you need to do actually is just get a little spoon and take it out. It happens once in a while. So 3 eggs, whisk them. And I use a wire whisk because a wire whisk helps to get air into our eggs. So if you have a little wire whisk in your kitchen, it is very useful for getting air into your eggs. That makes the omelet more fluffy. And you can add a little water, about a teaspoon of water, just to thin them out a little so they're not too thick. So now we have our mise en place. We have everything all ready to go. And I see that my grapeseed oil is bubbling. I can add a little water just to see. It does sizzle, so it's ready to cook. Now we add our eggs. There we go. Now we are really cooking. Now in order to make your omelet, you need a few different utensils. You can have a rubber spatula. I like to use a heavy-duty rubber spatula, as you can see here. And what I do with this is I just work around the ends of the omelet pan, and it's going to form a little frill. So when it forms this little frill, you can start to squish back and swirl the eggs all around. And that way you're going to cook all the juice from the egg thoroughly. And I'm going to wait just a couple minutes. Once it gets set, then I'm going to add my vegetables slowly. And you don't want to overload your omelet with too many, because then it's going to be hard to turn it on the side. So the vegetables I have here, I probably have enough for about, I would say, for about 2 to 3 omelets. So I have quite a few here. You can feed a small family. And you want to keep your burner at about a medium temperature. And as you can see with this pan, it doesn't produce a lot of smoke. And also the nice thing about it is that without too much smoke, it's also easier in your house. You're not getting a lot of grease on the house. As you see, it can work around the pan all the way around. It's starting to get set now. Show that for all our viewers out there. It's cooked.